Since all you guys don't know this Zoom.
How? How do you do it? Explain it to me. Explain it to me, Zoomer. Explain it to me now. Can I send a TikTok for fear and? No.
You're on your phone. It's a typical Tuesday night. You're scrolling.
Oh my God. You guys are... Dude, I get embarrassed sometimes when you guys send me memes like that because like it reminds me that we're all old. You know what I mean? Like it's just like the community is a reflection of the streamer. And when you guys send me like lame ass TikToks, I'm like, oh God, it's like so cringy and so millennial. It's just, I'm sorry. I love you all. I'm a self-hating millennial for sure. You are the one who turns into a bunch of lame leftists. No, I was never trying to turn you into a lame. I was trying to turn you into a leftist who is not lame. You say a lot of millennial shit, reminds me of my older cousins. Like what? What am I saying? There's millennial. Also, I'm 32. There's like obvious parts of my commentary and my vibes that I put out that are going to be millennial. Like one thing that I don't understand, for example, is the millennial zoom thing. Like people will be like, millennials zoom like this, Zoomers zoom like this. And it's like, how do you zoom that way? How do you zoom in the other way? I don't know how to like do a fast cut zoom. You're editing it in post, right? And then there's the millennial pause. You figured out hands-free Instagram stories 2 days ago. I was proud. No, I've known how to do hands-free Instagram stories. What was I going to look for? Millennial zoom. Here, look.
This is how a millennial zooms in, and this is how Gen Z zooms in.
537 people messaged me about this. I get it. I understand. I do the millennial zoom. Come here. The thing is, right, and this is the fun part, I know I look like a millennial. I'm Gen Z.
Yeah. This guy's whole shtick is that he's like old looking, but I don't understand how people do the Gen Z zoom. Like, how do you do a Gen Z zoom?
So I think that one thing I have realized in life is that everything moves so fast. And with everything moving fast, you gotta learn.
Yeah, they just cut all that dead space in. Like, I think Zoomers just edit more. That's it. Gen Z content is the worst content on the planet. Here's a couple things I will say. I don't know how the Gen Z
Britain,
Zoom
you guys
works.
drive on the left side of the street?
Okay, what is happening? Stop sending me random TikToks that you guys think are funny, okay? I am asking for a very specific thing. There's a very specific concept, you boomers in the chat. There's a very specific thing that millennials do online. There's a couple different things. One is the millennial pause, is the Zoomers call it. I get it. I think it's because like Zoomers just edit their TikToks before they post it, whereas millennials don't do that and they don't start immediately as soon as the video starts rolling. So that's one thing. I know that. I understand that. The other thing is it's not just the millennial pause, it's the millennial zoom. So the millennial zoom is just like slowly zooming in, whereas the Gen Z zoom is just like boom, they immediately zoom in post, I think.
Like, this is how a millennial zooms in, and this is how Gen Z zooms.
Since all you guys don't know this Zoom.
How? How do you do it? Explain it to me. Explain it to me, Zoomer. Explain it to me now. How do you do it? See, that's what I'm saying. Look.
Millennial zooms in, and this is how Gen Z zooms.
What did you do? What did you do? Explain it to me now. Magic. I think they scaled the video in post. That is what I think it is. I think they're just editing, which is annoying.
Since all you guys don't know this Zoom, the Gen Z Zoom, I'm going to be teaching you because it's a pretty basic trick that everybody should know. All you have to do is go into your edit tool, then split the segment that you want to zoom into during. Then you go to that segment, you zoom in.
In post. It's in post. It's literally in post. I thought there was like a way to tap it or something. It's just a post edit. That's it. You try hard, broccoli haired motherfuckers. That's all you've been doing because you've been doing it in post. That's it. That shit is so dumb, dude. You think millennials don't know how to edit? I mean, at least I do. I've been doing content for years. Yeah, Zoomers edit their TikToks. That's it. It's just a jump cut. Well, not really a jump cut. They just zoom in and post. That's it. Why are you getting pressed, big bro? I'm getting pressed because I'm angry. I thought there was a secret to it. I literally, this entire time, I thought that there was an actual way that you can just like zoom in. Complaining about this is very millennial of you. Okay, now that I have also recognized that I'm a boomer and I'm cringe and I'm a millennial, which, you know, I do recognize all of those things, okay? And I do like that Zoomers care about their little tic tacs. Okay, tic tac toe, as Nancy Pelosi, who is in my same age range, said. I do like that they do the cap cut stuff. It looks cool. It's visually pleasing. I'm a fan of all of that. More power to you. You know, let your freak flag fly. Be as creative as you want. That's fine. However, there is one aspect where the Zoomers are not all right. I think because TikTok shows me what I want to see, I've seen this whole like millennials look their age, but Zoomers look much older shit that's been popping off. And like every single time I see like a Zoomer TikToker being like, oh, really? You actually think you look your age? You look 30. And then the dude is like 35 or 36 or 37, almost 40 years old. And the girl making fun of the older, the millennial looks like they're literally 35. How is this happening? What has happened? Why? The biggest millennial cope is thinking they look 20. No, people are misunderstanding. Millennials don't think they look 20. They're saying they look their age, like as in, if you're 35, you look like you're 35 years old. And the video I saw was insane. And I don't know if it's the microplastics. I don't know if it's the makeup changing. I don't know if it's the damn phone, always on day phone. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't think, especially younger millennials, like look younger than they actually are. I don't think so at all. I'm 32 years old. I think I look 32, maybe 35. When I shave the beard, 32. When I have the beard, 35. Okay, but it's in the age range. But then sometimes I see people on TikTok and they're like the dude that we watched earlier with the Zoom. Where is he? This guy. Like he's the first guy that I watched that was like, what the that's his whole shtick now about how he looks like a millennial, but he's actually Gen Z. But there are a lot of people out there who are just like in their early 20s that just kind of look like they're 30. And I don't know what the is going on. Dermal fillers make 22-year-olds look 35 and a 35-year-old look 55 after a while. I think maybe it might be COVID, and I don't know what it is. Like Jay Schlatt and Ted Nivison are great examples of this, right? When I found out that Jay Schlatt was like 22, the first time I found out his age, he was 22. I don't know. He's like 23, 24 maybe now. I don't know how old he is now. But I was genuinely shocked. Like I could not believe it. I thought this dude was like my age. I saw like a dude who was like 38 or something, and oh, this is the one here.
Gen Zers in the back that didn't hear me the last time. Millennials look fantastic.
What kind of denial-filled middle-age crisis ass bullshit is this? What 12-year-old called you ugly? Show me the Disney years. Show them to me. What twink on Grindr asked you for your AARP card? Come on, let me know. Pour one out, y'all. Pour one out for every millennial going through a crisis. I'm just gonna let you sit with this one, bro. You look 30. By the way, you look 30.
I mean, it's cringe. This guy is like also cringe. He's cringe because you're 38 years old and you're on TikTok. It's always going to happen that way. You're always going to be a little cringe, right? And like when I first watched this video, I was like, why is this 30-year-old woman making fun of another dude who's also 30 about like who's a millennial and who's a Zoomer? And then I found out that like she's like 22 or something.
Peace and love.
I'm tripping out right now. And
yeah,
I'm not
until she did that. When she did that, I was like, oh, maybe she's a Zoomer.
trying to be shady. I swear to God, I'm not trying to be shady. But when that video first started, I thought it was a fellow millennial sympathizing with what I was talking about. But when I looked on this person's profile, homegirl is 20 years old. And this is like one of the first times I actually felt what other millennials were talking about Gen Z looking a little bit older for her age. And homegirl was like loud about her opinions and was trying to like laugh at my expense. Don't want to be mean to her. Baby girl, baby girl. Oh, Jesus. Like, you're pretty, you're beautiful. I'm not trying to like tear you down or anything, because looking older than your age isn't a bad thing and shouldn't be stigmatized by society. But when you're like laughing at my expense about the way I look.
Both of these people suck. I agree. I do agree with that. TikTok's my favorite stream activity. When are you gonna watch? What are you gonna watch when it's gone? Instagram Reels? Never. I don't like this discourse that much, especially because it's like very self-serving, seemingly, because I am 32. And as a 32-year-old, like everyone is going to understandably feel like this is self-serving and be like, oh, look, millennials are like dunking on the Zoomers. I genuinely don't understand it, but I think it probably is because of the I think it's probably because of the Vsauce video, if you guys remember. Like the video Vsauce did where he talked about how like the things that we wear and like the way we do our hair and all this stuff basically changes the way that we perceive one another's ages. And that's why you have like, you know, you have this phenomena where you look at people in the 60s, 70s and the way that they dress and they're like 20 years old, but they look much older. I think that's probably what it is. And we're making, you know, we're making a lot of hay out of it, I guess. Stop sending me Instagram reels, you 45-year-old demons in the chat. The Instagram demons in the chat. You have to stop it. I am not interested in watching your reel. What's next, bro? Are you going to send me a Facebook link? Stop linking me Instagram reels. Okay. I don't want to see something that banged on TikTok 3.5 months ago that you watched through like 8 different filters. Every Instagram reel is like a meme that made its way from TikTok to Twitter. It got recycled by all of the bot farm accounts with blue check marks. Finally made its way to Instagram reels because your grandma saw it. You're sending me Instagram reels. You know who sends me Instagram reels? My mom. You are sending me Instagram reels like you are my mom. You know who sent me an Instagram reel the other day? My dad. My dad sent me an Instagram reel. I was like, this is Jover. Obviously, there are like plenty of people who look their age, who are Gen Z. But having said that, there are definitely enough people that are Gen Z that just like look much older than they actually are. And I don't know what the going on there. Don't you think people start taking more care with themselves in their 30s? When you're in your 20s, you don't stress much about it? Yeah, I never thought about it at all until I got these lines in the top of my dome. I got these brow lines, right? Once you start seeing those in photos, you're like, what the is that? You're like, what is that? What the fuck is that? And then you're like, God damn, how did that happen? I think that's why people get Botox. Obviously, I'm not with that at all, but I now moisturize this part of my brow and around my eyes too. I do that. And that's not a thing that I ever even thought about before. I noticed it when I was like when I passed 30.